ನಾವು BCICಯ ಈ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಲಾದ ಬಲವಾದ 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಅಡಿಪಾಯವು ಕೇವಲ ಇಂದಿನ ಮೈಲಿಗಲ್ಲು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಭಾರತದ ಮುಂದಿನ 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಪ್ರಯಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗುರುತಿಸಬೇಕು. ಆ ಪ್ರಯಾಣದ ಅರ್ಧದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಯವರ ವಿಕಸಿತ್ ಭಾರತ್ ವಾಸ್ತವವಾಗುವ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನವನ್ನು ನಾವು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದಾಗ್ಯೂ ಈ ರೂಪಾಂತರವು ಸ್ವಯಂಚಾಲಿತವಾಗಿ ಸಂಭವಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ಯಮದ ಸಕ್ರಿಯ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವಿಕೆ, ಒಳನೋಟ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಯಕತ್ವದ ಅಗತ್ಯವಿದೆ ಎಂದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ವರ್ಷದ ಲೋಗೋವನ್ನು ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಯದುವೀರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣದತ್ತ ಚಾಮರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಜಗತ್ತು ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಭಾರತವು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಶೀಲ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಎಂಬ ಹಣೆಪಟ್ಟಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ತೃಪ್ತರಾಗಿರಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಅವರು ಒತ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ವಿಕಸಿತ್ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಲು ದೇಶವು ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಾನದಂಡಗಳನ್ನು ಪೂರೈಸಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಯಬೇಕು. ಉದಯೋನ್ಮುಖ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ವಾಸ್ತವಗಳನ್ನು ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾತ್ಮಕ ಮತ್ತು ನವೀನವಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಯಬೇಕು. ಹಸಿರು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನವು ಈ ಪ್ರಯಾಣದ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದುವಾಗಿದೆ ಎಂದು ಅವರು ಗಮನಿಸಿದರು. ಭಾರತವು ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ಭವಿಷ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾದ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಚೂಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು. ಈ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ದಿಟ್ಟ ಚಿಂತನೆ, ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲೀನ ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬಲವಾದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಉದ್ಯಮ ಹೊಂದಾಣಿಕೆಯ ಅಗತ್ಯವಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಮಹತ್ವಾಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶಗಳಾಗಿ ಭಾಷಾಂತರಿಸಲು ಉದ್ಯಮದ ಪಾತ್ರವು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆ ಎಂದು ಸಂಸದರು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಪಟ್ಟರು. ಯದುವೀರ್ ಅವರು BCCIನ ಬೇರುಗಳನ್ನು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಮೈಸೂರು ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾರಾಜ ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಯುವರಾಜ ಕಂಠೀರವ ನರಸಿಂಹರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರ ಬೆಂಬಲದೊಂದಿಗೆ ದಿವಾನ್ ಸರ್ ಎಂ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯ ಅವರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಲಾದ ಅದರ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕ ಪೂರ್ವವರ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಗುರುತಿಸಿದರು. ಈ ಆರಂಭಿಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ರಚನಾತ್ಮಕ ಉದ್ಯಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸಹಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿಪಾಯ ಹಾಕಿತು ಎಂದು ಅವರು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಪಟ್ಟರು.
Dynamics as well, and we have to play that part and take advantage of many of the agreements. They shouldn't become just headline statements that us policymakers do while sitting with our colleagues or counterparts in other countries. It has to be taken advantage of by the very many industry leaders here. All of the industrial military engagements, that is India, US, India, Russia, has to be taken up and taken advantage of. India EU with the FTA is truly something that should be exploited. I think around 500,000 to 1 million STEM individuals need to go to the EU. That there is a mandate for it within the FTA. Deep civilian tech, an area where we have not at all worked. 6G, where China is much ahead of us. India, EU, everyone else still playing catch up, or rather not even looked into it. We need to start really building on these aspects, and this is where our industry and commerce will come in. Alongside that, I think India in its regulatory framework really needs to catch up. I'm not saying we need to go the EU where it's become completely a hindrance, where some things that should be taking a year are taking 5-10 years, but certainly an apparatus that allows for an ethical framework, an ethical benefit for the masses that India has, is something that we should endear ourselves to, because regulatory framework as a government, as a policy operator, is what will truly allow industry and commerce to reach the last person and benefit all of society. These are few takeaways from my brief experience as a parliamentarian, which I think we should all be working towards, and we should look towards our world partners to start implementing and building that framework for India to build a robust industry and commerce here in India. I think these are all some key areas which our friends here in such wonderful organizations can give us input, particularly because you work in such specific industry areas. You'll know the relevant inputs we require to be able to deploy at a macro scale. And I look forward to such reports from you all. I also understand many activities that the BCIC is doing, ensuring that a community orientation is there in our industry. Friends here, marathons, walkathons, much more, I'm sure, all of which is endearing yourself, because we should always remember at the last day that important part of building a robust society is as important. So I think on all fronts, a holistic outlook of the BCIC is a model for all of us to perhaps in many ways redo multiple times over at multiple cities, and we will certainly see how that can do going forward. Lastly, as a parliamentarian and a part of it, our social service, and I have to stress this enough because obviously I'm sure you have enough people already knocking at your door for this, but our CSR, that is a huge output that our industry and our commerce and many other partners obviously bring to the table, has to see effective use to really solve these social issues at scale. We are solving business issues at scale, but the social ills that are there, we are not able to solve at scale. So I would say active alignment, rather proactive seeking of an agenda in CSR is required by us all, not just as a box you have to tick, so give it away so that you see your name on a board or a name on a building at a school or a government school, but seeing it all the way through towards ensuring it is creating value for even one small school. It is creating value in terms of outputting more skilled youths, outputting more learned youths, outputting values that allow them to be responsible individuals in society, or even for that matter actual CSR, which is engaging society towards solving problems rather than creating more infrastructure or not really solving the problem but just giving a sort of band-aid. I think that is what CSR really needs to do, and we have seen this firsthand because we deal with it almost on a daily basis. I think that too from BCIC, perhaps having workshops and having speakers who have dealt with social issues, solving them at scale, how industry can pool together to do so will be a very helpful agenda for us all going forward, because while certainly India has done many firsts, has already come out of nearly 25 crore people out of multidimensional poverty, nearly 70,000 less infant deaths per year as compared to 2014 and before. There's certainly a lot more to be done, because we want all those numbers to be at zero, and we want a robust and dynamic India going forward. So all of these are points for us to work on, and I hope that gives some input from a parliamentary perspective, from a slightly younger parliamentary perspective for us going forward, and towards building for our Prime Minister's Bcic Bharat, the complete economic development of India. All of your role, input, advice, your service towards this agenda is much needed, and as the BCIC, the Chamber of Industry and Commerce in Bangalore, your insight will be invaluable to us all as going forward. So I look forward to the next 25 years, 22 years now with the Bcic Bharat, and then further on building towards a sustainable, robust and dynamic India. Thank you so much for having me here. My best wishes to you all once again on this August occasion, and I look forward to the many collaborations we can have and continue to be a very integral part of Bangalore's industrial growth, its commercial vibrancy in the years to come. Jai Bharat Mate, Jai Karnataka.
ಭಾಷಣಕ್ಕೂ ಮುನ್ನ ಸಂಸದ ಯದುವೀರ ಕೃಷ್ಣದತ್ತ ಚಾಮರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು BCICನ 50ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ಲೋಗೋವನ್ನು ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದರು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ BCIC ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ಗೋಖಲೆ, ಹಿರಿಯ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಕೆ ರವಿ, ಸುವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ಸಮಿತಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಹಾಗೂ BCIC ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಮತ್ತಿತರೆ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದರು.